Why serve God? The evidence is clear. Discover the evidence in this episode of 5 Minutes Closer. I'm Vaughn Weatherford, and this is 5 Minutes Closer. For the next 5 minutes, let's explore some biblical truths and apply them to your life. No podcast, including this one, can transform your life or give you what you really need. Only Jesus can do that. You can find out why in what I've called the first five episodes of 5 Minutes Closer. Each following episode explores scriptural truths that, if you follow them, will bring you 5 minutes closer to the person God created you to be. Let's see if we can get you 5 minutes closer. There's nothing like being caught red-handed. For example, when only one Thin Mint Girl Scout cookie is left, and there are 4 people in your family, the evidence is going to be pretty clear if you eat it. If you eat it and throw the box away, it will be obvious someone ate the cookie, but not necessarily you. If you leave the empty box on the counter, sooner or later someone will discover the cookie is gone. It only puts off the inevitable. The chocolate on your teeth and the minty smell on your breath will give you away. It's just hard to hide the evidence. The nation of Israel had complete evidence of God's power. They had seen it with their own eyes. They had experienced the plagues in Egypt, the parting of the Red Sea, the manna from heaven, and God's leadership in the wilderness. They had witnessed the power of God as the clouds surrounded the top of Mount Sinai, and God spoke to Moses. What they now needed to understand was that all of this was not just for show. They saw all of this for a reason. It's described in Exodus chapter 20, beginning with verse 22. And the Lord said to Moses, "Thus you shall say to the people of Israel, you have seen for yourselves that I have talked with you from heaven. You shall not make gods of silver to be with me, nor shall you make for yourselves gods of gold." The nation of Israel needed a reminder. They were about to face some of the most significant tests and temptations of their lives. They faced the process of settling the promised land. They faced the temptations of following after the Canaanite idols and false gods. Before that ever took place, God gave them these extraordinary words: "You have seen for yourselves that I have talked with you from heaven." God reminds the people that they have proof that God is with them and will continue to be with them. They have heard him speak from heaven. No idol made from wood or stone could ever begin to bring the words of God from heaven. The fact that God ruled in heaven proved his power and majesty. He was worthy of worship. No idol formed by human hands could make that claim. He was the living God. He had proven himself and shown his power to the people of Israel. Having seen clear evidence of God's power, and now knowing his word from heaven, God gave the nation of Israel a very specific command. "You shall not make gods of silver to be with me, nor shall you make for yourselves gods of gold." The crucial truth of this passage is that we come to understand there is no substitute for a personal relationship with Christ, because there is no substitute for God. Everything else, whether an idol made of silver and gold or just the silver and gold itself, will fall woefully short. Imagine you took your car to the mechanic one day to fix the brakes. That afternoon you returned to pick up your vehicle and noticed gum wrappers all over the floor of the mechanic's shop. When your curiosity gets the better of you, you ask, "Which employee chews so much gum?" The mechanic tells you, "Well, we ran out of brake pads today, so we've been substituting Wrigley Spearmint. You don't mind, do you?" Well, of course you mind. Gum is not going to stop a car. It's not even going to begin to work. The same is true for any substitute we might be tempted to make for God. Nothing else will ever come close. The things of this world are only temporary. They cannot provide the eternal satisfaction we so desperately need. Nothing, absolutely nothing, is a substitute for God. The evidence is clear. Serve God. And now, you're 5 minutes closer. My prayer is that these 5 minutes have challenged you, inspired you, and caused you to consider applying God's message for your life from His Word. To find out more, visit our website at 5minutescloser.com. Join me next time to see if we can get you 5 minutes closer.